Right. I don't know if I should turn this up or down, but I'm just gonna have it right here. Okay.
By being a bit of a goofball sometimes, by annoying his older sister.
Must be nerve-wracking. Your husband could be anybody. And as for his looks,
Who knows?
big butt, no butt, but of course he's just superficial concerned that what's on the inside that counts.
That's right.
And in that respect, he could be a cannibal just like Cramped. But tumors.
Norman?
He's also a bit socially awkward. During the wedding ceremony, he just doesn't want to dance. He'd prefer to be a bit of a wallflower. And yet, it's clear that his family loves him. Despite his eccentricities, he's accepted for who he is. We don't get the impression that anyone in the vault is cruel to him or tries to make him feel left out. Instead, he feels like he doesn't quite fit in. And I think that's because he is a bit smarter than the average vault dweller, which is why he's the only one who notices during the wedding party that something's a bit off. The residents from Vault 32 are seated at the tables during the feast, and his father is giving a speech, and everyone is enthralled by the overseer's words. But Norm, he notices something. These Vault 32 dwellers are a little bit dirty, and they look a little bit nervous, as if they're anticipating something. Norm is the only one who picks up on this. And that's why, for no other reason, he decides to explore Vault 32.
Jeez, let me press this wrong key 20 times.
Released. Lego Batman Family. It has been proven many times over that there's some kind of connectivity between Lego games. It could be character crossovers, references, or even full games built on the universes combining. However, I have yet to see somebody try and make sense of the tangled threads that intertwine these events, which is what I aim to do today. There are some games that are pretty easy to put in chronological order, like the Harry Potter games, Indiana Jones, Star Wars, you get the idea. Then there are those games that are a bit less clear, Lego Batman being part of the latter. There seems to be a lot of debate about the Lego Batman franchise, like is the second game a prequel, a reboot, or a sequel, or something else entirely. In fact, while researching the LEGO Iceberg video, I couldn't find a clear answer on which Robin is which, and that's just a tiny piece of the overall puzzle. Yes, they call him Tim Drake in LEGO Batman 3, but they also call him Dick in LEGO Batman 2. Yet he's Tim in LEGO Batman 1, and Jason is nowhere to be seen. Does any of this make any sense? Throughout the last month, I've been compiling research and evidence on not only the games, but also the movies and TV appearances of the characters, to create a cohesive and definitive LEGO Batman timeline. And this was not easy. It got to a point where I had to analyze individual voice lines from the characters to determine if a game goes at the very start of the timeline or somewhere near the very end, scouring through game manuals, developer interviews, and everything else in between until I had a list that I was very happy with. Now, with all videos like these, I know I'm going to get comments disagreeing with a lot of the placements on the timeline, and I'll just say this. If you haven't beaten all the games and watched all the media, do that for yourself first before picking up your pitchforks. There is a surprising amount of nuance involved in this topic, so much so that I actually believe there is an intended canon timeline we've unearthed, but one that requires a bit of effort to uncover. Before we kick things off here, I have to say one more thing. I'm only going to be focusing on the stories of these games, not the extra characters or DLC missions. Most of the time, extra content or DLC is completely unrelated to the story the games are trying to tell, and are just used to fill in bonus content from other media, like the CW TV shows. Oh, and one final thing. If you go to enjoy this video, don't forget to subscribe. I'm looking to improve this very sad ratio. I'm going to cover each entry in chronological order, covering the key events and explaining why it's in that position. And funnily enough, we begin LEGO Batman's history with the most recent property released, LEGO Batman Family Matters. While the full movie doesn't take place in this time slot, the flashbacks that we get are the earliest known events to take place in this universe. The first key event in the entire LEGO Batman universe is Jason Todd leaving the Robin mantle behind and running away, believing that Bruce cares more about fighting crime than anybody in his life. A depressing truth that Bruce would come to terms with throughout the rest of the film, but more on that later. Speeding right along, we follow that up with LEGO Batman the video game. We see a
The
very
best.
simple yet intuitive adventure following Batman and the Tim Drake version of Robin, rounding up Batman's rogue gallery and sending them all back to Arkham. This entry, albeit on the shorter side, does give us a lot of information to work with. Throughout the game, you can buy these little informational blurbs called data, which gives some insight into the LEGO Batman mythos. The key information we
Pretty
need to
cool that
keep in
that they
mind is
did that.
by this point in Batman's adventures, Dick Grayson has already graduated to be Nightwing, Barbara Gordon is Batgirl, and Superman and Batman have worked together in the past. Through not just the data but also the character creator and DS port of the game, we know the extended Bat family has already been formed in this universe. This lineup includes Spoiler, Huntress, and Azrael. We can also figure out that Jason Todd has not become the Red Hood yet, as his name is still synonymous with the pre-Toxin version of Joker. So right now, the character of Red Hood is still AWOL. For such a monumental cornerstone in the LEGO company's history, that's all that we need to reference for right now. Which means we can now move on to our first movie, LEGO DC Super Comics Batman Beleaguered. This movie's plot is mainly to explain what convinced
Beleaguered?
Batman to join the Justice League. The
What does that
Superman,
mean?
who we already know has worked with Batman in some capacity, asks Batman to join the
Quite
League.
possibly LEGO
but
Batman's most useless suit, the Heat Suit never made a comeback in future entries. In the game files for LEGO Batman 2, there's an unused model for the costume, but it was never
That looks kind of bad.
A lot of suit powers were either combined, like how the sonar suit lets you break glass and glide, or new stuff was added to them, like super strength for the demo suit. It was probably planned to be
I think it's okay to have suits that are more versatile, but I do like to have multiple, to have like a suit for everything, like a suit for its own thing. Like I don't know if how much I like combining things.
Here's the
Quite possibly LEGO Batman's
here's the pool. You earned it.
One of the trickier ways to earn 1,000 caps in Fallout 3 is figuring out the real name of the inscrutable Knight Captain Gallows.
I don't trust him.
He's the meanest son of a bitch round here.
Oh man, there's something wrong with that boy.
However, winning the betting pool by convincing him to tell you is one of the most difficult speech checks found in game, but it can be made easier by saying nothing in your initial meeting.
Yes? I'm glad that we understand one another.
Earning yourself a positive modifier after this staring contest before the big reveal.
Fine. I'm tired of this game. My name's Irving. Are you serious? Here's the pool.
Jimmy.
That can't be real. That's actually what he sounds like. Is that his actual voice?
She said, "You? Iwo Jima?" I said, "Yes, ma'am."
Okay, whatever. I'm curious.
In a recent video, I spoke about LEGO movies, where I discussed all 4 theatrically released movies, the LEGO Movie 1 and
I'm a
2,
big
the
fan
LEGO
of the
Movie 3,
original
and the
Clutch
LEGO
Powers.
Argo movie. However, a lot of you noted that I didn't include one, and that's because I was saving it for this video. In this video, I'm going to be telling you about the legacy of one of LEGO's most legendary characters of all time, Clutch Powers. How he rose to fame.
It's really, really weird that there wasn't any sets for this movie.
The teased sequel movie that we never saw. What's up, LEGO fans? It's LEGO Man Ken.
Like,
Created in
this was a perfect opportunity to get
movie, LEGO
a
the
ton of
ultimate
sets.
Clutch Powers, Clutch is regarded as the greatest Lego explorer ever.
And I guess you could
It
say
takes inspiration from Harrison
that
Ford's Indiana Jones. Clutch is a
because
masterpiece of
it's
being charming, adventurous,
like a movie that combines like Space Police and the Kingdom or Castles or whatever it's called, that those are that is the merch or whatever for that movie. But it's really the figures. Like I wanted to have a Clutch Powers figure really bad when I was younger, and I would still like one. Like if they had an official Clutch Powers figure and the other characters, like the other side characters, that would be really cool.
and essentially just good at everything. His name, Clutch Powers, comes from the term LEGO uses to determine the strength of bricks or their ability to stick or clutch together. The clutch power of a brick has to meet LEGO's perfect standard, as if a brick has too little clutch power, it'll fall
Is
apart.
this the video?
If they have too much clutch
Yeah,
power, they won't be able to
I
be
knew that was gonna
recycled
happen.
and repurposed into new creative models.
I've seen that
Let
video
me take
before.
you through the original movie and how this legend came to be. Well, the film was released in the beginning of 2010 and was the first ever LEGO movie on DVD, and I feel as though most kids into LEGO around that time definitely either own or saw this on store shelves. It was everywhere. The movie essentially is a giant mashup and congregation of all the amazing
Yeah,
LEGO
Space
things
Police is
from
really cool. So is Power
Begin,
Miners. I didn't have any castle sets though.
Underground, searching for a crystal, where he awakens the Crystal King from Power Miners, the first of Clutch's incredible skills. He then solves the problem and heads back to LEGO City in his brand new LEGO Agent sports car, where he is assigned a new
Is that the
task
same
as
car
there has been an incident on
that he
the
drives at the
Space
beginning?
Police prison planet. Again, another legendary LEGO theme.
I loved I loved that car when I was younger. I used to play with that car a lot when I was younger. And the designs were really cool back then. Like these figures with the helmet. What's up, Diamond? Like even just the basic Space Police figure was really cool. And the ships. I don't know. They were really cool back then.
Again, another legendary LEGO theme.
I had that one
Discussed
too.
in our recent cancelled LEGO themes video, which is in the description below. Anyway, Clutch's team consists of Brick,
Why didn't they make any sets to
Firefighter,
include these? This is what I'm talking about. I wanted these figures. Like real figures of these characters. That would have been really cool.
and Bernie Von Beam, an engineer. Firstly, as an Australian myself, Peg Moring is quite possibly the most annoying character of all time, with her thick Australian accent. I looked it up to see whether it was a fake accent, so an American trying to do an Australian accent, but no, she's just Australian. Anyway, the gang heads to the prison planet in the Galactic Enforcer from Space Police 3, and they arrive at the planet to find 3 criminals have escaped.
Is that how it was?
One who is a wizard, however the other 2 are
There
kept
was
secret and actually
different Space Police eras.
the team get abandoned on the prison planet, however,
It says
a
Space
wizard
Police
killer
3.
managed to leave. There's a little bit of backstory here between Clutch Powers discovering that the symbol on one of the broken cells aligns with one of the symbols in his father's last journal entry. But I'll be discussing this bit a little bit later on in the video. Anyway, they discover the wizard is Malak the Malign, who seeks to terrorize the planet Ashlar, which is left without a king. Therefore, the team need to go and save this planet and train their new prince, Prince Varen, to prepare for battle against Malak. I won't go into every single detail of the plot, however, essentially the story...
I wanted that figure too, the wizard.
In a world that is directly inspired
That wizard was really
by
cool. But I'm pretty sure there were
really popular during this time period, with a lot
there
of
were
stuff in
figures that
2007
had the pieces to make that.
being directly implemented into the movie, such as the designs for the skeletons, trolls, the knights, and then the royalty themselves. Being the absolute goat that he is, Clutch Powers ends up saving the day like you would expect, but if you haven't, please
Of course.
go and watch this movie, because it's genuinely very funny and just a really good time overall. I reckon back in the day, I probably would have watched this one about 5 times as a kid, before we had any big budget LEGO movies to watch. Despite being set up for a sequel,
Only 5?
no other Clutch
That's
Powers were
nothing.
released. There was a 4D movie that was only able to be watched at Legoland theme parks.
What? I didn't know that. I didn't know there was another movie. I want to watch that. Can I watch that? Clutch Powers 4D Adventure.
Alex here. Just wanted to tell you about my new attraction, Clutch Powers 4D Adventure. It's non-stop action, with me and the entire team as we race to track down a secret package. There are plenty of thrills and some 4D spills along the way. You'll be on the edge of your seat. I know I was. You've never seen anything like Clutch Powers 4D Adventure, and it's only at Legoland.
I wish we could actually see it. Why isn't it posted anywhere? That is cool to see, like no one recorded it? No one had a camera back then? This universe could have been much bigger. Oh wait. Maybe. This Clutch Powers universe could have been utilized way more. What's this music in the background? It's 4D, so like was the theater just spilling coffee on the people in the theater? The blue shoes. Got that Nightwing hair. Yeah, there's not really like a face that matches that Clutch Powers face. There's a few that are close, but it would be really cool if they had like an actual one. This is cool though. It is like sort of a sequel to Clutch Powers. What is she doing? Why did she need to do that? Why did she need to do that? She didn't have to jump. Bruh. Like this is missing out on some 4D 4D-ness.